much to say about Grey Phoenix. The whole situation hits.
Hey, just need to tell you something that just can't wait. Hey, maybe you'll ride away or maybe you'll stay. But hey.
I don't do this often, you caught me off guard. All of my friends said you moved out west. You tell me stories underneath sunsets. Could it be more than just one night? Kissing the cab ride, head turning left, right. Get a ticket for two to wherever you choose. Drinking some red out of the blue. You say my name with your accent.
Wow, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our broadcast. There we go. We're clicking in. I'm your host, eXtine, and, well, I am joined by JustJazz. How you doing, Jazz?
I am doing quite well, eXtine. It is finally exciting. I think this is the first cast we've ever done together, so I'm very excited for this. Watching
Excellent.
some Collegiate Fours TF2 action. How good is that?
Yeah, they're getting right into it. UTD on the blue. Sheep going to be on Soldier. Maxi, the man, on Medic. And, well, it's a longer name, Jaguar something. I'll let you read it out in the kill feed. But I was just trying to point out through the admin that I felt like it was a self-defeating reference. Because I'm just going to call him Jaguar Fiend all game. We'll see how he does. Over on blue, or on red, it's going to be CPP. That is California Polytechnic from Pomona. Sheep trying to get in here. He's going to go down here. We do have a pyro on the field here.
Got a flog pyro, actually. No air blast whatsoever required for him. Not going to do a lot of good because his entire team looks like it's just going to be wiped from the get-go. So maybe a little bit of air blast action could have saved their lives there. But, you know, it's fours. You know, it's okay to try throw some stuff at the wall, see what sticks. But, you know, now the blue team's going to be facing a full Uber disadvantage with an AFK medic. No, it looks like he's back on, but again, the pyro just goes in and he just gets mulched. So maybe need to change it up a little bit, get some more firepower out, no pun intended.
Yeah, and, well, the demo man for blue team, he's going to try to creep his way out here. But I'm not sure how well he's going to be able to get out the door. Sheep coming out of main here.
Yeah, it looks like they had a fours version of a forward hold, as actually the pyro has gone behind. And they're going to use Uber in through main, try to get something out, try to get this med killed. They're going to pick up the demo, but the med for the blue medic has managed to keep his entire Uber charge, but he doesn't have any players around him, and the pyro has gone down again. The flog pyro really trying to make something happen with that.
Yeah, we do have 3 maps here tonight. Well, potentially 3 maps, a best of 3 product. Our first one here, kind of the most standard that, you know, teams are going to be very familiar with it. It's just going to play like you're just missing a few players, you know. You got to have one flank and the other 2 players playing on the core. That's the pyro right now. He's going to get caught out. That's an easy battle for the scout.
Yeah, it's been fairly one-sided as of yet. You know, the Uber does come out though. We've got the Uber charge on the point. Sheep trying to shotgun down Blaze or the enemy demo man, but they have not gotten the med here, and they have not gotten the force either. But and looks like they're not even gonna have the use here. They're just gonna take down Sheep fairly convincingly, and the med is just gonna do his best to get out. The demo might sacrifice himself in order to pull some players back, keep his med alive, which he does. And looks like they might just reset the flog pyro again out, just doing his best to get any sort of inf built up, try to get some charge. But as I say that, I think my server is lagged. I think
we're actually paused here. So
we are paused in the fours collegiate semifinal. How good is that? So just give us a little bit of background on this collegiate semifinal, because I do remember seeing a post on TF2, the TF2 subreddit, asking about college esports for TF2, but I didn't know anything had come of it.
yeah, well, this has kind of been building up for a while. You know, basically, FOD, FOAD, who has been in chat with Peaches as well, who's been one of the other admins here. FOD has been working on it for a while. You know, basically just kind of starting the conversation, and that's like how it began, is just getting a couple players together and him saying, hey, you know, I want to do Collegiate TF2. And I gave him a little bit of, you know, mentorship, some support, and said, hey, you know, go for it. Like, basically just start small, get some players interested. You know, the Discord just kind of kept growing. And, you know, basically as the word just keeps spreading, more players are getting involved. I think that's important. And obviously as well, you know, tonight we're playing fours. That was something as well, you know, format was discussed. I was sort of suggesting, hey, maybe you guys just want to stick with ulti duo. But as it worked out, you know, there was a good amount of teams that, you know, were able to field teams of fours. So, you know, that was the decision overall. And glad that we have that. But you know, right now pause as we're waiting for things to get rolling here.
I think it's just a cool concept. I mean, you see in a lot of different colleges and unis across the U.S. a lot, and even high schools. A lot of them are embracing esports as part of their athletics division, and you know, just seeing, you know, a lot of TF2. I mean, most of all parts of TF2 rather it's very grassroots as far as the competitive community is concerned. So, you know, to see players not only wanting to represent their team with their friends, but also like their university is really cool to see. We do get unpaused here though.
Yeah, we'll come back to that topic in between maps because I have some things to say about that as well. Right now, the Pyro, extremely lit, trying to get forward there. He's going to go down. Take a bit for HUD to catch up here.
Yeah, you just have to wonder at what point the I'm blanking on the names again, so I'll ask you that in a second. But at what point does the Pyro come off and a class with a bit more firepower, at least, you know, bringing out the air blast or a heavy coming out, comes into play?
Yeah, heavy weapons guy is a great choice. Scout as well, and that's sort of where, you know, kind of fours sinks down to. You know, in some sense, you just don't necessarily have, you know, the player count to be able to experiment too much because it's like, well, yeah, medic is amazing and demo is amazing. So that's kind of 50% of your team right there that's pretty locked into place. And then soldier is also really amazing. And so then after that, you kind of like, okay, well, we have one class left. And at the end of the day, scout is really amazing. So, you know, you really end up just kind of getting stuck on this lineup that red team is running here. Pyro is a possibility, but, you know, he needs to play tighter with the combo. And then they need to get more out of Sheep. But, you know, by playing him on the flank, basically.
Yeah. Well, we just went over the part where we had the pause, which was, I think one of the players must have lagged out during the rollout. But now we're just getting set up on the second mid fight, and the demo man goes down early on the side of the blue team. So I think, sorry, my HUD has not reloaded. Let me reload my HUD screen. Just take it away.
Oh, and sorry, I was incorrect. It's been a while since I've followed fours, and I looked up some of the rules, but I guess I skipped over. You can't run heavy and med at the same time. I believe that is correct.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, with a heavy, you have the sandwich. You can just toss that out every 10 seconds and deal 150 points of health. You know, also with the Delocus bar and the other, you know, lunchbox throwables.
The banana. Yeah, and especially on a Koth map, you know, once you get into the end timer, sometimes just dropping that medic can be really good. So much of the game revolves around Ubercharges, though, and that's what's becoming being exchanged right now. Blue having to flash a lot of players. It's starting to fade. Taiga getting taken down here. Blazer pushing forward. Going to be able to get a lot of damage onto this demo, man. He gets taken out by a Realm. Sheep going to be in trouble as well. It kind of gets juggled up onto the battlements. Does get a nice rocket. Oh, and the shotgun. Can't get the kill, though.
Not a top 10 TF2 play of the month right there,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it was close. It was a noble attempt, you know.
He's going for it. That's the most important.
They don't happen all the time, you know.
Yeah. But we're seeing the Pyro's actually been totally gotten rid of at this point, which, you know, I think probably could have happened a little bit earlier in that first round. He wasn't really being able to accomplish much. But as I say that, Sheep and Taiga have both gone down. And, yeah, it's just seeing like a bit of a spam war at the moment, you know, the fours variant of a spam war, and blue team does have about 30% disad.
And they're on crits, by the way.
But they are on crits.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. It's like this map can be very good for crits. Sometimes you just smell the blood, you switch over to crits. But with the Ubercharge out there, they need to get it popped. But you know, again, it's fours. Oh, they do get the drop somehow.
Oh. Massive, but their medkit's cleaned up, and they're also weak. It's just Taiga up at the moment. He can chase Blaze here, right? Oh, but Blazer just with a fat pipe right into the face, not going to be able to avoid that. That 100 damage is too powerful, and you're going to see a bit of a reset. But the blue really has to start getting some point pressure here very soon. You don't want to drop 2 rounds early especially in a semifinal, because that's really going to set the standard and set the pace going forward for the next round. So we've got to start picking up rounds soon. But Sheep goes down, Jaguar goes down, Taiga's reaching, and the Med has
Oh, nice.
nobody to heal, and he's just going to be chased down by the Med or by the Scout and the Soldier, and Realm is just going to pick up with a fat rocket. He's on a 5K at the moment, actually.
Yeah, representing for California, Polytechnic of Pomona University, and right now, yeah, that is just great rotation on the soldiers, and that's where it shows, too, just kind of the danger of some of these classes on this map, how they could just rotate around house and just keep attacking you from unknown angles. They get the second round. We're playing a 3 here. And
Sorry, just
best
had
of
to
3
go
as
write
well.
down the names of the teams, so I'm not just referring to them as the red
Yeah,
and
you hold on,
Really
Tab. They
professional
at least
operation.
they at least lined up the scoreboard team names. So UTD, University of Texas, out of Dallas, are on the blue here. But down 2 rounds on our first map. I think in this format, though, the next map, once we get there, can hold for anything. They've switched up guns over on red team. At the end of the round, they switched to crits, but it looks like they're actually going to hold it here. And blue team on the Uber charge. So Blazers going to have a lot of potential here. Just not ready quite yet. The soldier does go in. Now falling back. Definitely wants to be ready for this crits. See if they just use it on Blazer here, though. Oh, a little bit slow on getting the first one out. He's coming around the corner. He gets 2 with the first sticky. Not able to get the follow-up. The demo man does get a couple kills, but with that last end of the Kritzkrieg, Ha is going to get the kill. And now just charging it up as well, so they're going to have another one ready to go.
Well, you see actually that Sheep and Maxi the Man have actually swapped classes. So Sheep, who was the Soldier, has swapped over to Med. Maybe a little bit of a tactical switch there. Wonder what the thinking is behind that. But I think if you're the University of Texas here, you've really got to kind of dig deep and bring out that cowboy energy that is so emblematic of Texas. And
Yeah.
right now they're playing like a bunch of, I don't want to insult.
Well,
them,
yeah, I mean,
not the way a cowboy would.
If the Longhorns
the
want to
Ranger
hook them,
spirit.
is the term, hook 'em Longhorns,
Yeah.
And if they do want to hook them, they're gonna have to do something about this Kritzkrieg. Ironically, now would be a good time for Pyro, right?
Coincidentally, yeah. But it can't be that flog pyro. You really got to get that air blast. That air blast, the ability just to be like, oh, you're shooting a crit pipe at me, not happening. Back at you, could be very useful. But again, they're just setting up with the standard, 6s minus the other 2 classes lineup. But if you look, Cal Poly really hasn't been building their crits all that well. It seems to have evened up. They are still on the Kritzkrieg, so they'll be able to get their the crits a lot quicker. Actually, no, I lied. I'm sorry. They're actually on Uber. They might have gone and swapped off, but it's not going to matter because they pick up 3-4 Texas players in short succession, and I think with 50 seconds on the clock, they're very close to taking a 3-0 lead very early on in the series and taking this to the second map.
Getting into technicality arguments in chat, but I am getting owned as they are. It is University of Texas, so I'm like, well, technically, but I guess they are the Comets and not the Longhorns. So that's good to know. That's good to know. If you're gonna make those jokes, got to be accurate. I don't know what the mascot of the Cal Polytech out of Pomona was, but right now, Ha is trying to stop this. Oh, we can't quite get the arrow. Doesn't really fully need it. Oh, he eats the pipe. I guess the little bit of heals would have helped out. We still have 90% on this Kritzkrieg, though, and Blazer and Realm ready to push in here. 80% on the other side. They're looking for the medic. Not quite sure where he is. Nice pipe. The first pipe's good. Oh, it was a Uber charge. Excuse me. Just off the way it was charging, I thought it was crits. 95%. The demo man coming in from behind Sheep, very weak, but we'll get that Uber charge.
And the Uber does come out as well. And they picked up 3. It's just Ha on the point doing his best to get any sort of pressure, but he's going to be taken down by Jaguar Fiend. But Blazer is behind. He picks up the med with a fat pipe to the face. It's going to be good. It's going to reset the Uber counts here on this map. But, I think I think Texas finally is starting to get their foothold into the match, which they've really got to play this very strongly over the next 2 minutes and not give up any sort of pressure, or else it's going to be 3-0 very early on.
Sheep not having anybody to heal for quite a while. That's a frustrating feeling as a medic. And, well, Reki now has a 60% charge. It's a very healthy advantage.
Yeah, it looks like they're just content on building this up. They know they've still got, they've got plenty of time on the clock, especially with the decreased player counts. That, if they just shave off a minute, but they build up the Uber charge and re-enter with that, it's not the end of the world here. But they're gonna start pushing in from bottom left. And they haven't used it yet. They're just getting some point pressure on. Realm comes in and tries to force them out. Oh, but Reki drops. Oh, Maxi the man with the hugest rocket of his For's career drops Reki, but Sheep also goes down.
Wow, what a surf!
Oh, man, it's just Jaguar Fiend up, and he's going to be taken down. So they're going to have to recap this point. It's a ×3 on the point, and I imagine we're just going to see a lot of pressure in as quick as possible. But they've got to move. They've only got 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. Tough situation here for him, that's for sure. Their demo man was like a flying comet, though, 17 health and landed on the fence. Beautiful serve. Here he comes in again. Demo man and the soldier this time, but the soldier destroyed. There goes the demo man, the scout flying around. He's going to get taken care of. Sheep can't do anything. And that's our first map here.
Yeah, really well played by Cal Polytechnic, where they just I think they set the standard early on in the map. Of course they're aided by the fact that the Flog Pyro unfortunately wasn't able to do much for the Texans, but
yeah,
even then they just felt a bit more tight, a bit more coordinated in their efforts, and are rightly rewarded with a 3-0 victory. But we're gonna go to High Pass next. High Pass, I don't think we ever really see High Pass in a lot of competitive TF2. Certainly not in sixes. I can't speak for Highlander because I don't play it. But it is quite a popular pub map. You see it a lot in the casual rotation. So maybe you're gonna see a couple different strategies here coming out.
Well, this is definitely
Very
a map,
interested
though.
to see.
Yeah, for sure. And this is definitely a map, though, that is more geared towards the Force community. And I mean, I think the last map product does, play great for fours. But I think you just get into that, kind of trap of all of the traditional sixes strategies are so strong and so figured out that teams just are so good at like locking you down. And that's what we saw at a red team, where they're just kind of like locking out the chokes and living the easy life. And it's a little bit, as you mentioned, a little bit more difficult to do some kind of wackier strategies or play a kind of off strategy. So we'll see if this map, Peaches in chat was saying that both teams won their earlier officials on this without dropping rounds. So hopefully this is a closer map. I think switching maps will bring some difference.
Yeah, and as well, just having a kind of a quick run around the map in the free cam is that, product is a lot of open space. And there's a couple of obstacles, but they're pretty far away from the point. You've got rock and the fence on point, and then you've got Pride Rock and Cliff. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot of clutter, whereas High Pass, it's definitely a lot more congested. So there's probably not as much room for soldiers to do these big bombs in or a lot of just janky plays. But there's also, I think, potential for a lot more just sneaky flank plays if teams are bold enough to really go for it. And I think as well, the point's fairly wide open in the sense that, it's nice and wide, but there's also a lot of good height variance. You've got the point on that platform, but you can also run under and do a lot of sneaky plays there. So I imagine we'll see maybe a couple more interesting plays come out, and it probably just won't be the same cookie cutter, sixes lineup minus 2 players. Maybe we'll see some maybe we'll see the pyro play come out and be able to use it to good effect, or maybe we'll see some snipers, or I want to see, quite personally, mini sentry engineer come out. That is what I want to see in this series.
Yeah, I think that would be great to see. Shout out to the Collegiate TF2 Discord. I think I can create a link and drop it in the chat here for everybody. You guys should check it out if you're interested. If you're a college student, if you're an alumni, and you want to represent for your alma mater. Basically, just kind of another kind of fun way that TF2 is growing. One of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick that we're like touching on in the map is just, the collegiate esports space is great for TF2 because, TF2 is so customizable, so manageable, so easy to work with. We can do everything we need. We don't need any support from the company because, we can do it all by ourselves. But
if there are any Valve employees listening, please support. We're so desperate. It's been 12 years.
Yeah, Jazz.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, I've gone over a lot, and the real takeaway though is we need to make our reality ourselves.
That's right.
We don't need to count on Valve, and that's the point here with this Collegiate TF2. This is something that we can support, something that we can grow, and that the collegiate system as well, can offer support while there's not necessarily a lot of events to travel to at the moment. One thing that in the future that the collegiate system could support with is, creating more local events by having, small scale events like Forge or like Ulti Duos, hosted in computer labs and, having people like basically utilize the resources that, do exist for students in the collegiate esports space.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too where, because we are pretty much a community-driven competitive scene, it's if you have ideas like a collegiate esport, or say you just want to run a Forest tourney or a Sixes LAN in your own town, like there's nothing stopping you. You don't have to get permission from Valve or permission from Team Fortress TV or RGL. Like, if you believe it, you can achieve it. We've seen that, like here in Australia, for example. We had the LAN Down Under where the Capping TV founder Mitch was just like, oh, I just want to do a LAN and organize it. And I think last year we had 10 teams, and we're on track to beat that this year with more, until the COVID-19 situation really started to take off, unfortunately. But there's a very low barrier for entry, and if you played the game, I find it's actually a lot easier to teach new players, and because it's a free to play game, you can just have your own tournament and have people join up, and everybody's played TF2 at some point, man. So
yeah, definitely. We are underway here on our second map. Blue team, that is University of Texas at Dallas, pushing forward up against Cal Polytechnic out of Pomona. And right now, again, Cal Poly just crushing forward. Blazer and Realm pounding.
Yeah, very convincing. You're seeing Yo Taiga back out on the Pyro class, and I did check, and he is running the stock flamethrower. Yeah. He's got the air blast action going. Flamethrower with, I think, the scorch shot. I could be wrong though. But yeah, looks like they're just trying to prod a little bit, try to figure out where they're going to enter from. And the Pyro, a little bit of WM1, doesn't get anything, actually falls right in front of Realm, but Realm picks him up with ease. No air blast coming up, but the Uber does get force. This is really good. Jaguar Fiend manages to get the force, and all of blue team is just way back in spawn, building in spawn. And now they got their spawner, so it looks like they're gonna re-enter with 80%, building very quickly. So I imagine we're gonna see the Uber charge coming out fairly soon. But again, this is a team, or this is a map where both teams won their lower bracket game without dropping around, so it's probably going to be a lot closer. Maxi goes down, Realm goes down, the Uber does get forced out. The WM1 trying to come out, getting anything, doesn't get anything at all. No damage on Blazer whatsoever.
Oh,
and
nice
Sheep
pipe from Blazer
down.
on Sheep. Oh, no! The demo from blue team pipes across. Getting some damage out here. Reki spamming arrows out.
He gets the point though. That's pretty good. That's really good. That's gonna draw a bit of clock time down, at least a little bit. Gives him some breathing space.
Oh,
Maxi the man with the biggest pickup of his career so far today in the last round, picking up Reki. which is going to be good. It's going to reset the Uber charge situation. They are going to recapture the point, but Sheep going to be able to re-enter with some Uber advantage, and maybe be able to force them out just on the threat of that alone. But they're coming out. Looks like they're walking out bottom left to try to figure out what their entry point is. No off classes on the side of Cal Polytechnic, and yeah, but they're just playing really tight on this point. They're just playing as an absolute unit, and Maxi goes down, Hack goes down as well. The Pyro trying to do some work.
Yeah, he's distracting Blazer just fine. Blazer eventually, though, going to find the stick. He has to turn around, though. His Medic in some trouble. Medic will grab the pack underneath. Turning back around. Blazer is buffed up. Their teammates respawning now, though. A cat pushed Yyyaaaoo's respawn back, I believe. Sheep under some duress, but Blazer going to go down. Doesn't get the arrow from Reki. Realm is out here, though.
I still have full Uber, though. This is good.
Yeah, that's good that they were able to get in without having to use it.
Yeah, not having to use it, Uber's very powerful. And, now that Ubers have evened up, but the fact that they've kept the point, shut down maybe 30 seconds, or looking like to be a minute here in a second is really good. Realm does jump in, try to get some more pressure on, and the Ubers do get exchanged. This is a trade on the point. Yyyaaaoo actually gets flash. He picks up Realm. He's chasing down Reki.
Wow.
Reki goes down from Afterburn, and Jaguar Fiend picks up Blazer with a fat pipe to the face.
Yeah.
So
that was actually a huge play by Yyyaaaooo there on the Pyro.
I mean, when you play pubs and you have a Pyro walk into you, it's a little bit frustrating. But when you play fours and you have a Pyro walk into you, pure WM1 style, I can't imagine how bad that's going to feel. If you're Yyyaaaooo, though, that's going to feel really good on the other hand. But the team, the re-aggression almost immediately. The Pyro has only just arrived. They managed to force all of the Texans off of the point and onto the low ground, and now Realm is on this high ground. He's going to be taken down, though. Haas trying to get some pressure on, but Yyyaaaooo, he's just walked behind. The WM1 is out. He gets Reki down to 2 health, but Reki grabs the pack, and then Maxi's really trying to get some pressure onto Ha, but this scout is just completely chasing them out. Now, the Uber does come out, but not after they've gotten the point, and they're just going to have to chase. There's so much going on, and
Demo,
I'm still half asleep.
Yeah, Demo got huge damage and got the pipe at the end there, though, to clean that up. As they were pushing forward, couldn't get the chase, though, successfully. So now Reki in a strong position with an Uber charge on the point.
Yeah, they're a bit unlucky to have to use there, but Realm just did really well at taking space on that high ground and forcing them back a little bit. By the time the Uber had come out, they had been forced way back into no man's land, and it was no good. As I say that, they all go down. I saw Blazer get a fat pipe to the face onto Sheep. The first round is going to go to the Californians, but pretty tightly contested. Yyyaaaooo actually coming in and doing a lot of work on the Pyro class.
Yeah,
so
certainly that's where you're starting to see that we're on a map that's maybe a little wider than Viaduct. Players not as used to it. The unconventional class of the Pyro able to get in, do a little bit more work. Right now, though, the Scout is on top of him. He's already grabbed that health pack on the bottom. He's got 50 health, has to back up. Just gets chased down. And the capture going to go the way of Cal Poly from Pomona. Hawk just getting set up on the side.
Again, this is where you're seeing where the map width and the map height is really coming into play. Where Yyyaaaooo has been able just to run in underneath the point or just around the point, kind of out of the eyes and out of mind of the Californians, and start getting some pressure with the WM1, which has been very beneficial. And they almost had that first round there off of that, but now even Uber situation, there's a lot of low ground that they're having to cover.
The Uber has come in here, being exchanged by both players. Red just soaking it on Ha here. The jump in forward, though. Devilman for blue team trying to get the nice pipe on the medic. He gets 2 more as well. Can he get the final one? What a 4K!
What? Oh my God! Is that top 10 TF2 plays of the month worthy? I think so. I think Jaguar Fiend, if you watch that, make sure you clip it, send it in to our boy Lucky Luke, who's always looking for clips. I think would be your line, but I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah.
Either way.
And don't make promises that you can't keep either, because that was pretty good. But we get some damn good submissions, and he's got to win this game back. Because also, it's one thing to get a 4K, and it's another thing when your team is down a map, you get a 4K, and then you run that map back and run the next map back. So what's he gonna do? Well, he kills the medic underneath.
He
He loses his own medic though. Now he's gonna be in some trouble.
And he's getting a lot of damage up on Blazer. Blazer is so weak. I think he's 16 health, hiding behind that rock, and he just gets
backs
picked
into
up by the sticky.
Backs into a
Jaguar
sticky he
Fiends.
didn't know about.
He's really starting to grow into this map. Really starting to get a lot of pressure on the other team. And as I say that, they're starting to get some cap time as well. Yyyaaaooo running underneath, trying to do some WM1 action. I think the threat is enough to scare Reki and his combo out of the midpoint area. So, the Pyro not getting as many frags as you want, but just that threat of being walked into with the flamethrower is enough to really force people out. Maybe some 100 IQ plays over there.
Yeah, Blizzard trying to work from the low ground over here. Pyro is on the point here. He gets thrown up. Will get hit with that sticky air shot, though. Quite sticky.
You just get the feeling if he was just utilizing that air blast just a little bit more to throw those rockets and those stickies back at the other team, he'd be able to do a lot more work. But even then, just walking into the other team, utilizing these flank routes that you have on high pass is it's doing a lot of work for the Texans. But they're gonna have to do a little bit more work too, because they've got to recapture this point and get around on the board. They have yet to get around, but the Uber does come out. The Ubers have just been exchanged. Maxing the man trying to get some pressure onto Blazer, whiffs a lot of his shot. Sheep blasted out to nowhere, and then the Pyro onto Reki. Well, he lights him up, but does not light him up enough, and the Mets survive. Sheep and Maxi the man are gonna have to backpedal as fast as they can. A scout trying to take this 2v1. Not going to get anything. The demo Blazer comes into support, but Ha does go down. So a bit of a weird exchange, and the Californians managed to keep the point off of it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's pretty good for them. They have 85% here. Their scouts should be back up shortly here. They need to keep Blazer alive. He is getting back, pretty banged up. But we'll just soak some heals here. They have an Uber charge, so they're going to be ready to go. Sheep with 80% right now. We'll see if Maxi can get that built out. I think he will be able to. Although they're coming in hard here. Sheep with 97% and 20 health. He goes down.
Oh my god. Massive
Tiger.
pickup.
Yeah, and that's the whole wipe. That's the whole team getting crushed. Capture is going to go down. I'll speed up the spawns. They don't care about that.
Yeah, and I think with 10 seconds, that's going to be the round 2 for California Polytechnic.
Oh, did he hit that? Oh, I'm not sure if Reki hit that arrow. It sort of seemed like he did, but I didn't get my camera in the right spot.
It's all good. Well, it's gonna be a round 2, and the University of Texas from Dallas, I think it was, needs to really come out guns blazing on this last round, or it's gonna be them out of this collegiate tournament.
Yeah, Maxi the man takes an arrow, or sorry, a rocket right away, and then a big pipe over the top as well. And the blue demo man is going to be in some trouble here, backing up. And they're going to just concede the midpoint.
Yeah, Blazer, I don't know if he plays UGC Platinum or whatever the dids are in America at this point, but he's doing a lot of work. He's been hitting a lot of really fat pipes this entire game. Professional kill streak, Australian sticky bomb launcher, really well deserved.
Blue's going to be trying to push in here as 90% on their charge. Just waiting, but they are kind of close here. Red does have their charge now.
I was going to say all of Blazer's weapons professional kill streaked. Not that it matters that much, because they're actually going to push back in. The Ubers do get exchanged. Yyyaaaooo goes down, and they just haven't been able to pick up anybody with this. They actually lose one in the process. Jaguar trying to get some stickies laid down, but the explosive force of the Californians is just way too much for UTD, and they're going to just have to back out and concede the failed Uber push.
Yeah, Sheep pushing with his Demo Man. Demo Man is going to get shoved back. Pyro is here trying to support the scout, but as they get separated, could just be easy pickings for red team. Realm trying to jump across. He'll get the scout. Pyro, there he goes. He goes down. So now it's just the Demo and the medic. They're getting pushed back. Sheep eats some more damage on the way out.
Yeah, I think this is, they finally started to realize how to deal with Yyyaaaooo on the Pyro class. And I think that the problem that the Texans are facing is that lack of firepower, no pun intended, that they're getting from Yyyaaaooo, who can thrive really in those really close range fights. But, the fact that Realm is able just to come in and do a lot of damage with a rocket launcher is making all the difference. But the Ubers do get exchanged here. Yyyaaaooo goes down, and Jaguar Fiend goes down, and Reki gets a saw.
Med fight going on right now as they're both getting saws, but Reki getting I believe there's a health pack spawn right over there, so he stays alive. They get the kill. He's just going to start building a bigger advantage. 45 seconds on the clock. Blazer's got a trap up somewhere as well. And yeah, things are looking tough for the Comets here.
Yeah, it's just tough for the Comets. That, like I said, that lack of firepower, and and the spam capabilities that you don't get from the Pyro, where you get from a soldier, is really hampering them. So, but you're gonna see the fight. They're just gonna have to dry fight this. They've got 20 seconds left. Maxi, the man, trying to do everything that he can, but he gets picked off. A nice 2v1 action from Realm and Ha. The Pyro does come out, but he gets picked off as well. And Sheep goes down, Jaguar Fiend goes down, and the Uber comes out just for good measure. The GG's put out in the chat, and that is gonna be the game for Californian Polytechnic from Pomona, thank you.
Yeah, and well played by them for sure. Strong performance on product, and then especially here on high pass. And this was the semi-final, so now they're going to be moving into the grand finals of this bracket. We'll eventually have to get through it. I think we still have some other matches going on in the losers bracket. Round 2 has to get played. But it's been a fun collegiate tournament so far for sure. Thoughts from you, Jazz, on the fours tonight?
Yeah, I think both teams were pretty good. I think California, it seemed like they just have maybe played together a little bit more and maybe know how the mechanics of the classes that they're playing works quite a lot better. I think just being able and having that extra bit of firepower on the soldier class instead of having a pyro makes a big difference, because as soon as you see those the enemy gamers walking in from whatever side, you can really start focusing, throw some stickies, throw some rockets, throw some scattergun shots, and maybe an arrow for good measure. And the just really difficult for the Texans to break through. But with that said, it is just good to see some grassroots TF2 continuing to be played, and the fact that this is just an entirely community-run initiative by a bunch of university students is really good to see. So, I'm just happy to see some TF2 being played, man. That's where I fall.
Yeah, definitely. A huge shout out to the primary organizers of this event, Fode and Peaches. Definitely appreciate the hard work from them, and a huge shout out to the players. Also, JustJazz, huge shout out to you for joining me. Appreciated having you.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. And of course, shout out to the viewers as well. I need to take a break for some food. I'm going to fire up a personal stream later, though, while I would love to just keep all you here, just selfishly just keep you guys. I also have to eat, so I'll just let you guys go, and then we'll catch up later. But yeah, we just got to follow by Utes, and if anybody else wants to throw in to hit that button. But that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm eXtine, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!